Welcome back to the Butterfly Empire, where today we are covering the murder of Dorothy Scott. She disappeared on May 28, 1980, in California. She has given two co-workers a ride to the hospital after one has been bitten by a spider and got a rash. Well, they noticed there was a rash on his arm and realized that the spider bite got infected, which created the rash. And come to find out, it was a black widow spider bite. While they was waiting for a prescription to be filled, Scott went and got the car and brung it around to meet them. Scott went to get the car to bring it around to meet them. They saw the car speeding by. I tried to wave her down in case she didn't see them, But neither of them could see who was driving because the headlights had blinded them. They thought she had an emergency with her kid, so they went and called the parents, and they haven't seen her since she dropped the kid off this morning. So then they called the police to report her missing. In the preceding months, Scott had been receiving anonymous phone calls from a man who had reportedly been stalking her, and he had threatened her multiple times, and this was one of them.
I will get you alone, and I will cut you up, so that no one will ever find you.
Months before her abduction, Dorothy had been receiving strange phone calls at work from an unidentified male. The caller alternately professed his love for her and his intent to kill her. Dorothy's mom recounted. One day, he called and said,
Go outside. I've left you something special.
She went out, and there was a single dead red rose on the windshield of her car. Dorothy's mom said that one call especially horrified her daughter. The man repeatedly told Dorothy he would get her alone and cut her up. Because of the calls, Dorothy began considering purchasing a handgun. About a week before her disappearance, she then started taking karate lessons. Scott was a single mother living in California with her aunt and her 4-year-old son. She was a secretary. Co-workers and friends said she preferred staying at home. She was a devoted Christian and did not drink or do drugs. Her parents, who lived in the same town also, babysat their grandson while she worked. Scott's father, Jacob, said his daughter may have dated on occasionally, but had no steady boyfriend as far as the family knew. In June 19... I can't read my own handwriting. I'm just going to say 80-ish. A man called Orange County Register, a local newspaper, that had published the story on the disappearance and claimed that police believed the caller was Scott's killer. From 1980 to 1984, Scott's mother, Vera, also received phone calls. None of the calls could have been traced. The caller didn't stay on long enough. About a week after Dorothy's disappearance, her parents received a phone call which said,
I got her. I killed her. I got Dorothy.
and hung up. The man called almost every Wednesday afternoon and either said one thing or two different things.
I have Dorothy. And I'm going to kill her.
The calls were usually brief and usually called when Vera was home alone. In April 1984, the man called during the evening. Jacob Scott answered, and the calls stopped. Jacob was Dorothy's father, by the way. Scott's remains were found in August 1984. Then the calls started over again. Police installed a voice recorder. They were not able to still trace the call because he didn't stay on the line long enough. Which, in my opinion, that this guy pretty much just kept calling, even though either they knew that he found the body or they found the body and he knew about it. Either way, but he got off on them still get scared, just like milking the death, you know. But possible motivation surfaced on June 12th, 1980. The man called the newspaper once more, and he said,
I killed her. I killed Dorothy. She was my love. I caught her cheating with another man, and she denied having someone else. I killed her.
The editor also said that the Pacific caller knew certain things that were not published in the papers.
Conrad was suffering from an infected spider bite. Dorothy changed the scarves from a red one to a black one.
None of the details was ever noted in any of the press or the papers. The caller also claims Scott, who was Dorothy, phoned him from the hospital that exact night. At 4:30 a.m., Scott's car, a white Toyota station wagon, was found burning in an alley about 10 miles from the hospital. Neither she or her supposed killer was nowhere nearby. On August 6, 1984, a construction worker discovered dog remains and human bones about 30 feet below them. The bones were partially charred, and authorities believed they had been there for almost 2 years, as a bushfire had swept across the site in 1982. A turquoise ring and a watch were also found. Scott's mother said the watch stopped at 12:50 a.m. or 12:30 a.m. on May 29th a.m., an hour after they saw the vehicle. they finally identified the body by her teeth. Killer was never caught. No suspects. Until this day, her mother died and her father has died. And her son, Sean, is the only one still alive, and he is still trying to find his mother's killer. Praise that young gentleman. Keep her soul alive, and thank you guys for coming to the Butterfly Empire. Enjoy. Oh my goodness, I forgot to tell you guys, I have now, besides my Facebook and my Instagram, and my YouTube now, which I video me doing these podcasts. So, it's like you guys get little insiders, you get a little peek into my life and see who I am. But all of it is the Butterfly Empire podcast. They normally all share the same picture. So, go follow, like, and share, and tell your friends.